Hey Sprouts fans, so here we are outside on the terrace. This is where all the good stuff is going to happen this summer, but we have to get it ready. The first thing I mean by ready is that you need to make a plan of where you're going to plant everything in your garden. Each time a plant grows in a certain planter or even area in the ground, it absorbs nutrients that are good for that specific plant. That's why crop rotation is so important. Different plants like different things, and so if you keep planting the same crop in the same planter or in the same patch of earth, after a while there won't be enough of what that plant likes. What I did is I drew a little map of where I'm thinking about planting everything and the different planters that I'm using for each different plant. The other thing that I'm going to be doing today is some maintenance work. Quite a few of my planters over the winter became clogged and they're not draining properly, so they're really filled with water right now. That's really bad for plants. Plants, one of the biggest and most important things you need to know about growing plants, any sort of plant, even house plants, outdoor plants, everything, they need drainage. The water needs to pass by the roots and then be able to drain away. Imagine like if you had to wear wet socks or shoes for a really long time. That probably wouldn't be very nice to you, and eventually it would kill you because your skin's not used to that and you would get an infection and you could potentially die. Anyway, so you want to make sure that your plants are well draining. I can see that some of my planters are not draining well enough, and so I need to empty them out completely and fix the problem of why they're not draining properly. Excuse the shadow of my camera, but like you guys know I'm filming this. There's no, ooh, I'm breaking the fourth wall. Okay, here's a good example of a planter that is not draining properly. So I'm going to have to empty that one. The other thing that you need to do before your plants go into the soil is if you do have any sort of compost or mulch or anything that you're going to add to your soil to make it more just a nicer, more healthy area for your plants, do it now. Compost can actually be too harsh for the tiny roots of your small plants that we're going to add. So that's why we need to mix it into the soil, and when your plant goes in, it's not going to shock them. Okay, so that's what we need to do. So let's get started. Hey Sprouts fans, here we are on the terrace on this rainy day. I'm going to show you guys how to prepare your planters for your sprouts to go outside. So this is my compost bin, and I'm going to do a longer video explaining exactly how the compost bin works. But right now, all you need to know is that this is my brand new compost, this is medium, and this is basically ready. The bottom is what we're going to put into our planters. So I'm just going to get that ready. Whoa, Worm City. Okay. This is the compost that's been working for several months now. You can see it's got some nice worms in there. And I just wanted to show, I tossed this the other day. This is a piece of cheese wrap that I thought was paper, but is actually plastic coated in paper. And so it's just so interesting to see how the paper has been completely decomposed, but this piece of plastic is left basically exactly the same. So look at how much this is decomposed compared with this. It's crazy. Okay, oopsie. Hello, buddy. So I may have just decapitated that guy. That's okay. Okay, so the plan is we take this and we're going to put it into our planters, and that's what's going to make our organic garden so healthy. The important thing to know is to move your planters where you want them to be before you fill them up. As you can see, it's a little bit different. We spent a lot of the weekend working and getting this whole area ready to fill with soil. And so now that they're ready and they're draining well, that's the other important thing. There's holes in the bottom of these and the water is draining out. So now we're just going to put the compost inside. So once you've put as much compost in here as you like, toss it with the soil and let it sit for a couple of days before you plant any plants in there so that the compost and the soil can get to know each other. One other thing I want to show you guys is what I'm doing with some of these beans. The important thing to remember when you're bringing your plants outside is that you have to get them used to the outside and the changes in weather. So for the past couple days, I've been bringing these beans and peas outside for the daytime and then bringing them in at night so that they can get used to the temperature outside. So those are the things that you need to do to get ready to plant these outside. I hope everyone's doing okay with the quarantine. I'm so lucky that I have this outdoor space where I can get a breath of fresh air. If you can't, go walk around the block. It's totally okay. Just wash your hands and clothes afterwards.